G'day frothers, it's great to be back. Been overseas on work and have had no time in the water, and I was super keen to get wet. So we're up on the north coast of New South Wales, visiting my family, and Mum was kind enough to take the daughter for a couple of hours, and me and the bro thought we'd get out and hit some shore dives. Now normally we're lucky enough to dive in a boat, but since my brother capsized his, story there, we're going to have to try something a little different and hit some shore dives up. So we're exploring these headlands in this beautiful lull in the weather.
So we're
2
trying
minutes
to get
later,
out, and that southerly front just fucked us in the ass. It's blowing about 25 knots. God.
Now I'm not going to lie, we'd pretty much decided to pull the pin at this point. That wind came up so quick and it was well up over 20 knots. There was still a metre of swell in it and some pretty green water, but we were both so keen to dive, so we just kept walking around and looking and hoping and looking. It was a bit of an exercise in futility. So, just watch some whales, I guess, and call it quits. I'm joking. We kept looking, and 5 minutes later we found this. Just on the northern side of the headland, it was really protected from that southerly, and we found a good spot to get in. Now, we've never dived this area before, but we didn't have much choice, and this is the only place we could access from the shore that was protected from that southerly. So we got in, had a quick look about, and we knew we'd have to stick close to the rocks to stay out of that wind. There wasn't much fish around, so we just got straight into looking for crays. And up on the north coast, I find it really different to the south coast. Firstly, there's really good chance of big crayfish, much bigger average than I find down south. And secondly, I tend to find they're a lot easier to get. They're not up in those real tight little scrawny caves. It's different ground we're looking for, often deeper water as well. It was my bro getting down, having a bit of a look in some likely crevices, and I went down for a drop soon after. And geez, wasn't this a surprise and a half? I poke my head down, have a look in this hole, and there's a couple of donkeys in there. Now, I'm not used to eyeballing exo crays, so I go for the biggest one, of course, because I'm a greedy, hungry sucker. And this thing was a dinosaur. I'm pulling it up, and it's bloody the size of my torso. My brother knew straight away it's a signal. He's telling me it's oversized. Now, breaks my heart, but I couldn't disagree with him. This was a big, big beast. Nice breeder. Well oversized, and this one's probably around the 3 kilo mark or so, and we let it go straight away. I gave him a little look and said goodbye.
That's too big.
Now, when I was down there, I knew that there was a second cray that was a lot smaller than that first one, so I was going back for redemption, straight down to that same hole, and I knew he'd be stuck up there because I'd had a bit of a look. I'm pretty lucky here, it's a clean dead end hole, so I just have to put the torch on, get a good look at him, and throw my arm up as far as I can and grab hold of it. This cray was about 1 kilo, well over the minimum and still well under the maximum, so I was absolutely over the moon. No need to measure this one, she's spot on, not too small, not too big, straight in the float boat. Now, bro had already bagged a really nice coral, but butterfingers that I am pressed the wrong button and turned the GoPro off. But bit of redemption here, and some cool footage just showing him deep in a hole grabbing another eastern. He came up with the goods. I don't really know who was more excited, him or me.
Nice one. Number 3.
Yeah. Cool. I didn't see any others.
We'll just keep scabbing in.
Yeah.
We only had a short window, so we started heading back in and just dropping down into some shallower grounds here. To be honest, we were expecting, not a lot, maybe a couple of kittens, but I found this really nice hole, absolutely full of crays. Had a look from the other end and got an eyeball on them, and swam back around to this little backdoor entrance and had to go shoulder deep, but yeah, got onto the goods.
Well, that's legal.
What's that?
I think it's legal. Be close.
I was absolutely over the moon here. We kicked off the day with an absolute dinosaur, and even if you've got to let it go, it's still just amazing to see. Got a couple of really good sized crays, and on our way in here we picked up some smaller models. Now this one did require a measure, but it was over. So yeah, went into the float boat with his brethren and be coming home for dinner tonight. Very happy about that.
Oh, it's in.
Now, I knew there was a bunch more crays in this hole because I'd seen them from the other side, but I had no idea on what the size was like. And although my suspicions were that I'd probably got the better one out of the lot, I was pretty excited to try and bag out and hit my three cray limit. So I went back down and got deeper and deeper into this hole as time went on and pulled out a couple more. Now, unfortunately, the next two were definitely undersized. Put a measure on the first one. Even though it looked pretty similar to the one prior, it was a fair bit smaller, so let that one go. Obviously a good reminder just to make sure you do measure any crays if you've got a question about their size, because looks can be deceiving, given that the one next to it looked pretty bloody similar and was over.
What's crazy, it looks the same as the other one.
Anyway, as I said,
Yeah,
put a couple more drops onto this hole, but they did get smaller. And the next one, once I came up and realised just visually that it was well under, we let that go, and it was time to head back in and go see how Mum and the daughter were doing down at the Marine Conservation Park. We'd had a really good morning, couple of hours diving, coming back with 4 really nice crays in the boat. Dinner was sorted, and I was a very happy man just to get out there and get moist again. Thanks for watching, Frothers. It is fantastic to be back out in the water, and it's great to be sharing some clips with you. Now that my feet are back on the soil in Australia, I'm going to put some effort into getting out with this warmer weather and do some more exploration and hopefully keep those videos
First
coming.
one wins the day.
that's a nice one.
Nice.
No, I knew it. He's had a battle with us.
Yeah, at the hands of me, poor fella. Nice.
And we'll just let this video taper out with a bit of footage of the post-hunt glory. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay moist. See you next time. Oh, look at that. It's a kegger. Nice coral from Kane, a couple of smaller ones, and I let go an absolute beast XOX. Woo! As big as my bloody torso. Stonkers. What a morning. 2-hour window. Big girl, that one. Look at that coral. That's awesome. Amazing. Yeah.